Hey you guys, welcome to another YouTube reformer workout. Today I have a toughie for you, but it's a toughie because we're going to talk about endurance and stamina through the glutes today. So glute burnout is what I have for you today. We're going to work on those glutes and hamstrings a lot. That's it. That's our main focus today. Now you'll get some residual work through the upper body. The core is always going to be on and stabilizing, so we will always work from the powerhouse. But our main focus today are those glutes and the hamstrings. Those hamstrings are the walls to the glutes, right? They hold up the house. So we need to strengthen those hamstrings so that booty can be nice and perky. So that's our plan today, all right? We're gonna do it. Now I want your mind in the right place for this one. There is gonna be burning, okay? We're gonna get to that point where things are gonna be trembling and shaking and burning. All right, so I want you to know I'm always gonna give you number of reps that we have left. I want you to hang on with me, okay? Hang on, know that I am counting for you, and we'll get equal work on equal sides. I just want your mindset in the right place. If you're prepared for it, 9 times out of 10 we'll stick with it, okay? So I'm right here with you. Now, this is not a 60-minute workout today, all right? So just know that we're very focused on one area primarily, all right? So we're gonna get it done. Now, today's setup is going to stay exactly how it is. Because we're on a shorter time frame, I don't want you to have to play with the machine, okay? So our setup is gonna stay exactly how it is, even the springs. Your jump board is up and ready to go today, all right? So jump board up, locked in place, it's not moving. One spring, I want you to pick either an extra light spring or a light medium spring. So either a yellow, if you're on balanced body, a yellow is an extra light. A white is an extra light on a Marathon, whatever your extra light color is, okay? Either an extra light or one blue spring, okay? So you choose. Now, I am gonna use an extra light spring because I have one. All right, usually that's an added on purchase with your reformer. That's not something that comes with the reformer. So if you don't have one, which I completely understand, if you don't have one, you go with that one blue, and I will give you the modifications. Now, when I say modifications, the only thing that's gonna change is maybe the strap length, right? Instead of using the short strap, you'll probably use the long strap. And as far as positioning your body around the reformer, that will change. I might have you closer in so that you don't have so much resistance, okay? So I'm going with one yellow, you choose your spring. Your reformer box is gonna be long box style today. Today it is gonna be over the shoulder blocks, okay? So sometimes I have it positioned in front of my shoulder blocks if we're gonna be pushing against the box. We are not gonna be pushing against the box today. So to give myself a little bit more room, I'm putting the box over the shoulder block. So if it fits there, please do that. If it doesn't, that's okay. You can put it in front of your shoulder blocks, okay? Headrest is down for that reason. You're gonna be using both long and short loops today, so have them both ready to go. And that's your setup. The only external prop we're gonna be using is a Pilates ball. If you don't have a Pilates ball, you can use nothing at all, okay? I would suggest nothing at all rather than trying to work with a different prop. Okay, if you have a small playground ball, a 5-inch playground ball, that would work as well. Okay, so some sort of ball would be a good option. It is going to be behind the knee a couple times, so make sure it has a little bit of pliability to it, not too much, just a little bit, okay? We are gonna get started with some activation. So today, since we are so focused on one area, I want you to really warm up that area. So to start, my back is gonna be to you. You can see me in the mirror. I'll cue you through the whole thing, but just because of the way the reformer is set up, that's how it has to be. All right, so we're gonna take that ball and we're gonna place it right to the inner thigh, so just above the knee. Please no higher, because then it isn't hard to hold on to at all. I want you to have it just above the knee, okay? Now, you're gonna face your reformer. Face that box, all right? We're gonna start with glute activation, and then we're gonna get into the hamstrings at the same time. To work the upper body as well, we're gonna bring those arms up and overhead into a wide V. So go ahead and set those shoulder blades down the back body. You wanna think about your shoulder blades wrapping your rib cage. Okay, my arms are in a wide V, elbows are soft. Okay, reaching those fingers for the sky. Notice my arms are slightly in front of my ears. I wanna keep my ribs closed, right? So none of it back here, you wanna keep it forward. All right, so here we go. Feet planted on the floor, right? We've got a nice light hold on that ball. On your exhale, you're gonna reach your sitting bones back towards your heels. Allow your torso to tilt, right? That's gonna give you a nice hinge so that you have a flat, low back. That's important. I want you to keep length through the low back. Ribs stacked over your hips. All right, that's the alignment we're looking for. And then we're gonna inhale as we rise back up. Your arms are gonna stay overhead the whole time. Reach those sitting bones back. Feel your glutes broaden, right? Feel those sitting bones get further apart. And then they narrow as you rise up. We're not overly squeezing the glute on that rise, okay? Exhale, reach your sitting bones back. Feel the sitting bones get wider or further apart. And then on your inhale, those sitting bones are gonna narrow. One more just like that. Reach those sitting bones back towards the heel. And then inhale, rise up. Now we're gonna add on. You're gonna reach those sitting bones back. Find your squat. My knees are tracking with big toe, second toe. They are just behind the toes because I have such a big reach through my sitting bones. All right, now right here, you're gonna pulse in on the ball. Pulse in from your upper inner thigh and release. Pulse in and release and rise back up. Arms stay overhead the whole time. Exhale, reach your sitting bones back. Find your squat and hold. Pulse in on the ball. Feel your sitting bones get further apart when you pulse in, all right? And then open your inner thighs a bit to release on the ball. Feel them get closer together. Sitting bones broaden, pulse in. Sitting bones narrow, release, and rise. Two more like that. Exhale, we're adding time under tension. That's what this is. Reach those sitting bones back. Pulse in, release, pulse in, release, and rise back up. You've got two more. I feel the heat already with those arms overhead. Exhale, reach those sitting bones back. Hold, pulse in, release. One more. Pulse in, release, and rise all the way up. Now we're gonna start to get into the hamstrings. So we're gonna find that squat. Reach your sitting bones back and hold. Now we're simply gonna straighten our legs. Nothing else is gonna change. Don't move your arms. Don't move your torso. You're gonna straighten your legs and allow yourself to fold forward over your box. So now my arms are hovering over my box. My legs are straight. I still have slightly soft knees. All right, so I'm lengthening my hamstring. Now, reach your sitting bones back where they were. Come back to your squat. So bending your knees, that's all you're doing. You're simply bending your knees, allowing your torso to lift up a little bit, right? And we're gonna pulse in on the ball. Squeeze in and release. In and release. Fold again. Straighten the back of the leg. That's all you're doing. You're straightening the back of the leg. That's it. And that brings you into this position where you're in an L over the box, right? Now, bring your sitting bones back to where they were. Your chest is gonna rise. Your sitting bones go back. You're in your squat. Pulse in on the ball. Release. Pulse in on the ball. Release. Two more. Folding forward. All you're doing is straightening your legs. Don't let that cue of folding forward change anything. It's just your legs are straightening. Hold. Feel the length through your hamstring. Come back to your squat, bending at the knee. Good. Hold. Pulse in on the ball. Release. Pulse in on the ball. Release. One more time. Straighten your legs. Come into that L position with the body. Sitting bones are broad. You feel length through your hamstring. Low back is nice and long. Good. Come back to your squat, bending at the knee, reaching the sitting bones back. Torso lifts a little bit. Pulse in on the ball and release. Pulse in on the ball and release. Now stay in your squat. You're going to give me one pulse from your sitting bones. So we're going to pulse down and up, and now squeeze the ball in and out. Down and up, in and out. So on your down and up, you're pulsing right from where the sitting bones or the glute and the hamstring meet, right? Right there. Down and up, in and out. Down, sitting bones get further apart. Up, they narrow a little. Squeeze, release. 2 more. Down and up, in and out. Last one. Down and up, in and out, and come all the way up. Woo! All right, arms are warm too. Now, we're gonna do some controlled rotations at the hips. So they're called CARs, controlled articulated rotations. So we're gonna start with the right leg. Again, we're not using the reformer yet. I know that's sad, but we'll get there, I promise. But this warm-up is super important, and you'll see why once we get into the workout deeper. All right, ball's gonna come between your palms. I'm gonna face my jump board. I'm still on the floor. Bring that ball right between your palms. I want you to press into the ball so you feel the chest activate. Okay, broaden your collarbone, bring your shoulder blades down your back. You're gonna bring your right knee up in front of your hip. All right, so we're already starting to work on that balance a little bit. Now, soften your standing knee, just a teensy bit. This is gonna help with balance. Okay, we don't wanna lock the joint, we wanna be active. All right, now, that right leg is gonna do a really big rotation, but we're gonna keep it bent. So I want you to take your right thigh and pull it up towards your chest. Your right foot is flexed. Now, you're gonna open your inner thigh towards the floor as you take that kneecap around. We're drawing a circle with the kneecap, but I want you to keep everything else nice and stable and make it slow because I want you to make it as big as possible. Knee comes behind you, down under the hip, and back up in front of the chest. One more in this direction. You're gonna take that right knee out to the side, open the inner thigh towards the floor. You're rotating that femur bone at the top of the hip, oh boy, and back up in front of the hip. Now that leg is gonna go the other way. Take that right knee behind the body, straight under the hip, behind the body, as far as it'll go. You'll probably feel a shake. Keep your ribs closed, keep your belly button up and in. Open your inner thigh towards the floor, circle that knee around and back in front of the hip. Do it again, same direction. Press into your ball. Take the right knee behind you, open up the front of your hip. Circle that inner thigh towards the floor, out and around, back in front of the hip, and bring the knee down and back. Right foot down, okay? 2 in each direction. Let's do the other side. I'm gonna rotate to face the rear of my machine so you can see my left leg. Press into your ball. Let's bring that left knee in front of the hip. Soften your standing leg just a little bit. Okay, here we go. Let's pull that left thigh up towards the chest. Take that left knee out and around. Your left inner thigh is going to open towards the floor. I want you to make it do that. And then bring the knee all the way behind you, keeping your nice form with your ribs and that knee back under. Let's do it again. Knee up as close to the chest as it'll go. Take that leg out to the side, rotate that inner thigh towards the floor, knee comes behind you, leg is back in parallel, and we bring it under. Bring the knee in front of the hip to start. We'll go the other way. Take that knee behind the body, so straight under the hip, open up the front of the pelvis, right? Open the inner thigh towards the floor, circle out and around, and back in front of the hip. One more in that direction. Take the knee under the hip, all the way behind the body, out, open that inner thigh towards the floor, circle that knee around, and bring it all the way down and set that foot on the floor. Okay, we're ready to get started. We're not gonna climb up on that box, not yet. Instead, we're gonna grab our strap. Now, you do not need your ball for this sequence. So, take your ball, and I like to tuck it right in the corner by the springs. It's not blocking my springs. Make sure it is not in the way of your carriage or your springs. It's just kind of tucked up there in the corner. If that doesn't work, you can always, tuck it at the front of the platform, somewhere where it's out of the way, okay? Now, facing the rear, you are gonna grab your short loop if you're on an extra light spring. If you are on a blue spring, please grab your long loop, okay? Now, we're gonna take a stance somewhere around mid-box, okay? Feet are directly underneath your hips. You're gonna take that short loop or long loop, whatever you have, and you're gonna pull it into your chest, row it into your chest. Now, I have a nice grip, both hands inside that loop, elbows wide. My arms are not gonna change position. They're gonna stay just like this the entire sequence. I want you to stand tall. Pull the belly button up and in. Your left leg is gonna be your grounded leg. Now, you're going to be taking a step back with your right. So right now, I want you to have resistance, but not so much that you feel like you can't move back a little bit, okay? You'll be able to figure this out as soon as you get started. Okay, here we go. Collarbone nice and wide. You're going to take your right leg, the one closest to the machine, and you're going to step back into a reverse split lunge. So that right knee is going to come towards the floor, and you're going to kneel it all the way down. Okay, your toes are turned under because we're coming right back up. Strength through your left leg to stand all the way up. You're going to pull the right knee in front of your hip. Hold. Okay, now you're going to hinge forward. As you hinge forward, your right knee is going to come under the hip, and that right leg is going to extend all the way out behind you. You are in a long line hinge. Square off your hips so that your right hip bone is shining towards the floor, and it is level with your left hip. Point your right toe. Okay, hands are still at your chest. Nothing changes with the upper body. Okay, come all the way back. Come all the way back, pulling that right knee in front of the hip. Hold, and let's do it again. Step back to that reverse lunge. Your left knee should be behind your toes. That means you have to take a big enough step back for that to happen. Okay, now we square off the hips. We come up with strength through the left foot. All right, lifting that right knee in front of the hip. We're going to reach that right leg all the way back as we hinge, rolling the left hip over the left femur, right, the top of the left thigh bone. We roll it over and we hold. We find that hinge and we hold nice and strong. My left knee is soft. My left toes are relaxed. Come all the way back to that knee in front of the hip. You got two more. Step back with that right leg. Find your reverse or your split lunge. Hold it, okay? And then let's power through the left leg, standing, bringing that right knee in front of the hip. Long line hinge. Bowing forward, right leg travels back at the same rate that we start to hinge forward. Find that straight, long line. Hold it. Good. Pull the right knee back in front of the hip. Woo. And come back to your reverse split lunge. Tap the floor. Here we go. Pull it all the way up. All the way up. Right knee in front of the hip. This is your last one. You're going to take that right leg all the way back. Find that hinge, long line hinge. Hold it for me. Now, you're going to flex your right foot, that one that's up and back there. Hold it, and now pulse it up, up. Your hips are square. Okay, you've got that strap rode right into your chest, right at that solar plexus is where I'm holding it. You're here for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. We have one more layer. Hang on with me. Keep this long line hinge. Go back to a pointed toe. Now your standing leg. You're going to straighten that leg and soften that leg. Straighten that leg. Open the back of the knee and soften the leg. 4 more. Straighten and soften. Good. Straighten and bend. Last 2. Extend. Open the back of the knee all the way and bend. Last 1. Straighten and bend and come all the way up. Oh boy, we feel it? We're starting to feel it. Now, take the same strap, but the long strap. Everybody has the long strap. Long strap around your left thigh. Okay, so just above your kneecap, okay, is where you want that strap. Now, this strap is going to provide tension while we work. Turn around and grab your ball. If it's not too far away, grab your ball. Okay, now, depending on what spring load you have, you want to step further towards the springs if you have an extra light. But if you're on a blue, I want you to be a little closer to the rear. And you'll be able to find your positioning once we start to work. All right, I'm still about mid-box. Ball is going to come behind your right knee. So let's bend that right knee, okay, and bring it straight under the hip. Now, your knees are tracking with one another. My right foot is flexed because it's holding the ball. Okay, so we've got hamstring activation on that right leg. I'm going to take my arms and I'm going to interlace my fingers and make a circle at the front of my chest. Okay, so I have a nice big wide circle. I'm going to try to pull my palms apart so I feel activation through my shoulders and my back. Okay, I'm gonna hold that tension. It's gonna help me work, okay? Now, from here, we're gonna find a single leg squat on our left leg. So on your exhale, I want you to reach your left sitting bone back and allow your left knee to bend and hold that position once you get there. Now, your strap may be slipping down to just behind the kneecap. That's okay. That's okay. All it's gonna do is provide a little resistance. It's gonna make it harder to stabilize, okay? Right, like we need that right now. Now, we're gonna hinge again, okay? So, you're gonna stay in your squat. Don't come out of it. You're gonna hinge forward. So, we're gonna bow the chest forward. The right leg is gonna stay bent, but it's gonna travel up and back with that ball. Keep pulling your arms apart. Keep pulling them apart. Hold your hinge forward. Lift that right knee a little bit higher. And now right here, you're gonna pulse your right heel up, up, up. Little donkey kick. 6, 5, 4, 3. I have a light hold on my ball. 2. Now right from here, you're gonna roll all the way back up. So stay in your squat. Don't come out of it. Just bring your knees back into alignment and lift your chest. Woo-wee. Okay, here we go. We're gonna do it again. You're gonna hinge forward. Hinge forward. Let the right leg travel up and back. This time you're only gonna give me 2 pulses or 2 donkey kicks. Pulse that right heel. 1, 2. Come all the way back up. Don't come out of your squat though. You're in that shallow single leg squat. Okay, knees are tracking with one another. Let's do it again. Pull those arms apart. Hinge forward. Hinge forward. Hold. Lift that right leg a little higher and pulse. 1, 2. Your hips are square. Right, come all the way back to that single leg squat. You got 2 more for me. I know you can do it. Hang on. Okay, we're gonna hinge forward. Rolling again, that left pelvis over the left femur. Arms, pull those arms apart. That's gonna help with stability and balance. You creating a midline or finding your midline. Pulse. 1, 2. Good, come back up. Lift the chest. Stay in your single leg squat. You can do this. Woo, I'm losing it. You can do this. Hold it. Last one. Hinge forward. Hinge, 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 hinge. Bring that right leg up and back. Hold it for me. Give me those 2 pulses. 1, 2, and come back up with the chest. Stay right there because I can't remember my next layer. I'm blanking out on you guys. Oh my goodness, I think we did. No, we have one more. One more hold. Okay, I remember now. You're gonna hinge forward. Hinge forward. Find that donkey kick position one more time. This is your last layer. Hang on with me. Now, instead of pulsing the heel up, you're gonna pull the knee towards the chest and back up. Stay hinged over. Don't come up. Pull the right knee towards the chest and back up. Good. 4 more. Knee towards the chest and back up. So that right knee basically finds alignment with the left knee. Okay? And then it goes back up. 2 more. Down and up. Last one. Down and up. Hold it. 4, 3, 2, and come all the way up. Oh, goodness. And it was extra horrible because I forgot our layer, right? Well, now we know. For the other side, we're good. Let's take that strap off. You're going to love this one. Okay, we're coming onto the box. We're going to do single leg jumping on that left leg. So with your ball, come onto your box. Your right forearm is going to be at the rear edge of the box. Right forearm, okay? You're going to curl up on that box. Now, the ball is going to be used as purely as a distraction. That's all it's going to be. We're going to take the left foot to the jump board and lengthen that left leg all the way out. Your right knee is curled forward and at a 45-degree angle right off the hip. Stack your hips, okay? Left hip on top of right. Find length on the bottom waistline and the top. Your left hand is going to take that ball and it's going to hold it up and over the shoulder. All right, we're going to lift up out of that right shoulder. Make sure the elbow is under that shoulder. All right, so you've got great alignment. Here we go. We're going to soften the left knee. Keep your heel connected to the jump board. Inhale, leave. Exhale, bend, inhale, leave. So nice strong leg. Point that toe. All right, right here we're just starting with single leg jumps, full range of motion. I want you to get that heel to connect to the jump board and stay there every time when you land. All right, 2. Good. Pull that belly button up towards the spine. Now we're going to add a little lift. As you leave, you're going to lift, lower, and land. It's about a 2 to 3 inch lift, nothing more. I don't want it to change your waistline. Everything stays nice and stable. Lift, lower, and land. Heel connects to the jump board. You land through the ball of your foot, and then you connect your heel. Now today, for the first time ever, I'm going to have you jump on the balls of your feet at the end of class. But that's at the very end. Otherwise, right now, I'm being a big stickler about jumps, right? We want to work on that range of motion through the ankle. All right, last one. Now, instead of a lift, you're going to sweep. You're going to sweep it forward, come back to land. Sweep, point the toe, come back to land. Now, when you sweep forward, I want you to keep the toe pointed and keep that ankle at hip height. Inhale, exhale, bring it back. Good, inhale, leave. Exhale, bring it back. 4 more. Sweep and back. 3 and back. See, we have plenty of hang time. Even if you're on a blue spring, you should have enough hang time to get that sweep. Last one. Inhale, sweep and bring it back. And come all the way in. There's anticlimactic ending right there. Okay, we're going to flip around on our box. So you don't need your ball for this one. So I want you to turn to face your jump board and tuck your ball away where it was before. Again, it should not hinder your springs at all right? We're going to do some hamstring curls. So I want you to face the jump board, and you're going to reach back with your left hand and grab the loop right behind your left foot. Now, if you're on an extra light, I want you to put your short loop around your ankle, okay? If you're on a blue, I want you to put the long loop around your ankle, okay? We're going to find that 4-point kneel. So my fingertips are going to wrap over the front edge of the box, all right? From here, my knees are under my hips. I'm going to draw my belly button up and in, broaden my collarbone. Shoulder blades are down the back. Let's take that left leg, and we're going to lift that left foot up into a donkey kick position. Okay, so you're going to find movement on the carriage. Now, once you get there, I want you to hold it. Level out your pelvis. Okay, so your left hip bone is shining towards the box. It is level with your right. All right, we're going to pulse this donkey kick. So think about stamping your left foot on the ceiling. It's a little pulse up for 8, 7, good. 6, you're lifting from where the glute and hamstring meet. 4, 3, nice and controlled, elbows are soft. 2, now hold your hamstring, hold this donkey kick, and you're gonna open the knee. So you're gonna extend your left leg all the way out, full extension, open it all the way, and bend it back to that 90 degree. But I want you to come back, or bring the heel as close to the glute as you can, okay? Open the back of the knee all the way to full extension, foot is flexed, and then bend the knee and bring your heel as close to your glute as you can. Good, open it all the way and curl it all the way. Good, open and curl. You've got 4 more. Open, try not to dump all of your weight into that right leg. Okay, think about equal pressure between your right shin and your left palm. 3, and open. Good. 2, whoo, and open. Good. Last 1, and open. Now hold your leg long. Hold it here, and pulse that long leg up. Up. It's a little difficult because you get movement with the carriage, okay, but that makes it nice and slow and controlled. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last 1, and bring it all the way in. Whew. Okay, let's take off the strap. Take it off. All right, we're going to do some glute lifts. Centered move, okay? Centered move. Both legs are going to work. Now, you're going to come prone. You still don't need your ball. Come prone onto your box, okay? Now, you're going to slide back so that your seat crease, right where the leg meets the hip, is at the edge of the box. Okay, so you're going to have to hang on to the box, the front edge of the box. Arms are going to wrap. That's fine, okay? Now, I want you to bring the insteps of your feet together. So the base of your big toe and the inside of your heel together, all right? Where that gives us that butterfly position. Let your knees open wide. All right, now from here, let your knees come down towards the frame. We're gonna lift with our glutes. So you're gonna lift and feel the contraction through the glute, right? Pubic bone's gonna press into the box, and then lower the knees. Good, inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. And you're going to think about drawing your belly button up and in so the core is active, right? My eyes are on the box. Lift and lower. Good. Lift and lower. 4 more. Lift and lower. Press the instep of the foot together. 3 and lower. Good. Last 2, you feel the contraction of the glute at the top of that movement. Good. Lift and lower. Now on your next one, you're going to hold your lift. Hold your lift, and now you're going to extend your legs. So you're going to zip up your inner thighs. Feet are going to come into a first position, heels together, toes turned out, right? Now bend, big toes touch again, and we lower the knees. Lift, find the contraction. Extend the legs into first position. You zip up your inner thighs, really squeeze them together. Bend at the knee, knees open wide, insteps of the foot together, lower. Lift, extend, bend, and lower. Good. Lift, extend, bend, and lower. You got 4 more. Lift, extend, bend, and lower. Last 3. Lift, glute contraction, right? Lengthen through the hamstring. Contract the inner thighs to squeeze. Good. Bend and lower. 2 more. Lift, extend, bend, and lower. This is your last one. Lift, extend, bend, and lower. And then come all the way up. So to do that, I'm going to take my feet to the right side of my machine and come off the box. All right? Now, we're going to come onto the other side for hamstring curls. So you're going to climb right back up on that box. All right? And you're going to grab the right strap this time, okay? So again, depending on what spring load you're on, if you're on an extra light, please use your short loop. If you're on a blue, please use your long. That short loop is going to come around my ankle on my right foot. Okay, fingertips are going to wrap the front edge of the box. Knees under hips, wrists under shoulders. Whew, okay, here we go. I'm warm. Collarbone nice and wide. Pull the belly button up and in. All right, you want a beautiful 4-point kneel to start, right? Okay, now flex your right foot. You're going to lift that right leg up into that donkey kick position. Okay, so you're going to feel a contraction at the glute right away. Now, once you get up there, you're going to hold it. Make sure your right hip bone is shining towards the box. Level out your hips. Elbows are not locked into position. They're soft and active. Okay, so we're active through the upper body. Now, right here, we're going to pulse that donkey kick. Pulse it up. Think about stamping a flat foot on the ceiling. Okay, and it's a little pulse, and it's coming right from where the glute and the hamstring meet. You're here for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now right here, you're going to open up your hamstring curl. So open up, extend that leg all the way out, full extension, and now curl it all the way in, bringing the knee as close to the hip or close to the glute as possible. Open the hamstring curl and bend. Bring that heel close. Good. Open and bend. Now you want to think about where your weight is right now. Is it equal between the right palm and the left shin? Try to make it equal. Okay? You've got 4 more. Open the hamstring curl and bend. Whew. Last 3. Open. Working on the walls. Working on the walls of the house. Right? Those hamstrings hold up those glutes. You've got 2 more. Curl. And open. Last 1. Curl. And open all the way. Hold it open. Hold it long. And pulse it up. Up. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and bend it all the way in. Oh boy. All right, let's take off that strap. Take it off, hang it up. We're coming on to the other side. We already started on the other side of everything. All right, so we're going to start with that sideline jump. You need your ball, so grab it before you lay down. All right, the right leg is going to be jumping this time. So left arm on your left forearm right at the rear edge of that box, okay? Stack your hips. Right hip on top of left, that's not going to change. My knees are curled up to start at the front or that side edge of the box. Right leg is going to extend all the way out, flat foot, okay? Now, take that right arm and bring it up and over the shoulder. Again, just providing a little instability, all right, instead of having the hand on the box, which you can always have. Okay, if you want to ditch the ball, you can. Left elbow is under your shoulder. My right toes point forward, belly button drawn up and in. Let's go for it. Soften that right knee. Keep your right heel connected to the jump board. Inhale, leave. Connect your heel, leave. Okay, so again, it's not easy in this position to get the heel to connect. You're not going to get as deep of a knee bend, and that's okay. That's okay. All right, I don't want you jumping on the ball of the foot, not here. Putting too much pressure on the knee. We want to work on that flexibility and work through the back line of the leg as well. Point the toe, reach. Good. Inhale, reach. Good, you've got 4 more. Reach, we're going to add then that little lift and lower. Right? Exhale, inhale as you leave. Last one. Okay, now let's add that little lift as you leave. You're going to lift, lower to land. It's tiny. Oh, but it heats up so fast, right? Your toes stay pointed forward. You're working from the sideline of the leg, working on those abductors that take the leg away from the body. Think glute med, that little dimple in the booty. Lift and lower to land. 4 more. Lift, lower to land. 3, lower to land. Good. 2, we're going to change it to that sweep. Hang on. Good. Let's go 1 more. Lift, lower to land. Now we sweep. We sweep with a pointed toe, bring it back to land. Now you're only going to bring your leg as far forward as you can without form changing or being compromised. Okay? Goal is to try to get that toe right in front of the hip. Okay? Good. Kick and bring it back. Good. Kick and bring it back. You've got 4 more. Really reach the back of that knee so you're opening that leg. That leg is strong. Good. Keep that ankle same height as the hip. 2. Good. Last 1. And bring it all the way in. Whew, I know it's a very anticlimactic ending. I feel it every time. Okay, come off your box to the right. All right, we're going to do that other leg. Right? What do we got? The strapped squat to start, okay? So take your strap. This time, it is coming around your right knee, okay? Your right thigh to start, right thigh. Everybody has the long strap on this one. You actually, yes, you do need your ball for this one, not the next one. All right, so we're facing the rear. Again, you want to be somewhere around mid-box, probably. Okay, but you can feel your positioning. The closer you are to the jump board, the harder it's going to be. Okay, bend your left knee and place that ball behind the left knee. All right, you're going to flex that left foot. All right, so you're standing on one leg. That's already challenging. We're going to make that interlace circle with our arms. So interlace those fingers. Try to pull your arms apart. So you're feeling activation through the shoulders and the back. All right, right from here. Let's find that single leg squat just one time. You're going to soften the right knee. Reach your right sitting bone back so you get a slight tilt of your torso. Okay, now one time, we're going to hinge forward, letting the chest bow, and the left knee travel up and back. Hold. Now you want to lift that left knee a little bit higher if you can, but keep your hips level. Left hip bone is shining towards the floor. Pull those arms apart. Let's pulse that donkey kick. Pulse the left heel towards the sky. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Relax your right toes. 3, 2, 1. Now you're going to come back up. Don't come out of your squat. Just lift your chest and bring your left knee in alignment with your right knee. The left leg is still off the floor. Okay, we're holding that tension in the upper body. Let's find that hinge. Bowing through the chest, letting that right hip roll over my right femur bone. Get into that donkey kick position. Give me 2 pulses of that donkey kick. 1, 2, and come back up. Come back up. Woo. So we're adding that rotation on that right hip now instead of just holding it, right? Hinge it forward. Hinge, bow. Good. Level out your pelvis. Pick up that left leg back there. Pulse. 1, 2. Come all the way back up. Woo. Don't come out of your squat, though. When I say that, you're staying in your squat. Your squat is locked. Okay? 2 more. Hinge it forward. Bowing. Rolling the pelvis over the femur. Hold. Pulse. 1, 2. Come back up with the chest. Ooh, the heat. Oh, the heat. Right? It's there. It's there. 1 more. Here we go. I won't forget our layer this time. I promise. Good. Hold. Pulse. 1, 2. Good. Come all the way back up. All right, just hold for me. You're still in that single leg squat. Okay, we're going to bow forward 1 time. Here we go. Bowing forward, letting that donkey kick come up and back, and hold. Now we mobilize that left hip. We're going to bring the left knee forward, get those knees to track, and then bring the left leg back. Keep your hinge. Keep the tension through the upper body. Knee forward and back. Think about your core when you bring the knee forward. And back. You've got 3 more. Hang on. Knee forward and back. 2 more. Knee forward and back. This is your last one. Knee forward and back and come all the way up. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's take off that strap. We don't need our ball. Keep the strap though. Don't hang it up because you're going to need it. Tuck that ball away so it's not hindering your springs. All right, remember, you're choosing long or short loop. Short loop if you have a lighter spring. Okay, I'm going to grab that short loop and I'm going to row it right into my chest, elbows wide. That strap is going to stay right at my solar plexus as I work. Okay, again, my right leg is my grounded leg. Okay, I'm still somewhere around mid-box. You find your position. Closer to the jump board, the harder it's going to be. Okay, let's take the left leg, and you're going to step back into that reverse split lunge. Knee is going to come all the way to the floor. Toes are still turned under. We're going to power through the right leg to stand left knee in front of the hip, and now let's bow. Long line hinge. That left leg is going to travel back at the same rate that your chest bows towards the floor. Hold, point the toe. And now come all the way up. Come all the way up. Whoo, I'm lost and lose my balance. Left knee in front of the hip. Hold it. Come back to that split lunge. Take that left knee back behind you. Your right knee should be behind your toes, but just in front of your ankle, okay? Send that right hip back, left hip forward. Let's stand. Drive that left knee in front of the hip. Now that long line hinge, you're going to point the toe as that left leg reaches back. You bow forward, so we're still rolling the pelvis over the right femur. Hold. Come all the way back up. Inner thighs just bypass one another. Whew, this side's much harder for me. Knee in front of the hip. Come back to that reverse split lunge. This is your 2 more right here. 2 more. Come all the way up. Power through that right leg nice and strong. Good. Long line hinge. Reach that left leg behind you. Bow forward. It is strong. You're strong. Okay, so make it strong. No floppy legs. Left hip bone shines towards the floor. Pull that left knee back in front of the hip. Hold. Last one. Step back into that split lunge. Knee comes to the floor all the way down. We stand power through that right leg, left knee in front of the hip. Send that left leg back behind you. Find that hinge. Whoo, and hold this one right here. Hold this bad boy. You got it. Pulse that left leg up. Let's flex the foot. Flex the foot and pulse up. I'm anxious. You see that because I'm burning through that right hip. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Now hold it. Last layer. You're going to bend your right knee a little and extend it all the way. Bend it, your standing leg, and extend. You've got 4 more. Bend and extend. Last 3. Bend and extend. 2 more. Hold this. You've got it. You've got 1 more. Bend and press and come all the way up. Oh my goodness. Oh, that right hip. Okay, let's hang up that strap. Holy moly. Last and final move. Yes, okay, just wanted to make sure. Last and final move, you still don't need your ball. Right now, take your ball, though, and put it on the floor, just so it really doesn't get in the way, because we're going to jump on our prone, on our stomach. So, on your box, rear facing, okay? I have never jumped with you on the balls of your feet before, but today we're going to do it. Roll back, or scooch back, so your seat crease is at the front edge of the box this time. So it's a reverse position of what we did before. Okay, you had your seat crease at the rear edge, now it's at the front edge. Okay, so your knees are hanging over the springs. Now, grip the front edge of the box again, just like you did before. You're going to bring your heels together and your toes turned out, so you are in first position. Your heels will not be able to be on the jump board, so we're not going to try. Not for this one anyway. Okay, knees wide like a butterfly. Okay, we're going to zip up our legs as we jump. So on your inhale, you're going to leave. Zip up those legs, come back to land. Zip, come back to land. Good. So allowing the knees to bend, heels stay glued together. I want you to think about contracting the glute and lengthening those inner thighs as you leave the jump board. Good. You're going to feel those glute meats, side booty really turn on again. Good. 8 and land. 7 and land. Now you want to watch how deep you bend your knees if you tend to have knee pain. Okay, that's one reason I don't have you jump on the ball of your feet a lot, just because it can put extra pressure on the kneecap. But in this position, we should be all right. You're here for 3. Good. 2, we're going to have 1 layer here. It's coming up. Just keep jumping with me. You're going to jump and you're going to straddle, point to toe, flex and land. Straddle, point the toe, flex and land. So you're straddling, you're flexing, you're zipping up your heels and landing. Okay? So it's an open point toe, flex and land. Open point toe, flex and land. Good. Open, flex and land. Good. Now when you flex, you bring your heels right back together again. 8, flex and land. 7, I want to give you time because that's a bigger move. 6 and land. 5, zip it up and land. 4, zip it up and land. 3, zip it up and land. 2 and land. Last 1 and land. And that is all she wrote. We're going to stretch though. So come on to the side of your machine because there's no other way to get out of this. And that's it. We're going to stretch actually standing off to the side anyway. I'm going to come around so you can see me better than you would be able to see me on the other side. Okay. We're going to start with an L stretch. All right. We're going to broaden through the glutes and work through the hips again. Whoo, heart rate got up on that one. Okay. We're going to reach our hands, feet, slightly wider than your hips. Reach your hands out across the box. You're going to find an L stance. All right, so I'm going to lay my forearms and my elbows across the top of the box. I'm going to reach my sitting bones back for my heels, kind of like another hinge, right? This is another hinge. We're broadening through the glutes. Now I want you to really press through your sitting bones. All right, so you feel the sitting bones broad. You feel that stretch through the glute max, and you feel the length in your hamstrings. Now, my legs are straight, but my knees are soft, so I'm still getting that really active work through the joint. Hold it there. My toes are relaxed, and just breathe. Whew. In through your nose, out through your mouth. I want you to think about expanding your ribs. So give me 2 big breaths. In. Exhale all that air out. Try to make your ribs wide. Inhale. Exhale all that air out. And then we're going to slowly come up. And now we're going to take our right leg and we're going to bring it into a figure 4 on the box. So your right inner thigh shines up towards the ceiling. All right, now this is a high position. If this is too uncomfortable, I'm 5 foot, so everybody should probably be okay. Nobody's shorter than me. But if this is too high and uncomfortable, you can always do this on the floor. That's okay too. You can lie on your back and come into a figure 4. But right here, I want you to stretch through that glute a little bit more. So inner thigh is shining up. All right, my left leg is straight, foot flat on the floor. We're going to hinge over this right leg. So again, leading with your chest and hinging at that seat crease. You're going to bow over your right inner thigh and feel that right glute really light up. Hold that stretch there. Maybe with every exhale, you can hinge a little further. And breathe. Good, you're here for 4. Let it open up again. Good, last 2. Good, and last 1. Oh, it feels so good. And then slowly come out of it. We're going to do the other side. I could stay there all day. That feels so good. Okay, bring that right leg down. Left leg. Same thing. Inner thigh shines up towards the ceiling. You can always add more springs on if you don't want the carriage to move, but if that's bothering you. Okay, right leg is straight, and in parallel, you're going to hinge again. So think about your seat crease. Think about leading with your chest. Exhale, hinging forward. We're not rounding forward. We're hinging forward. So keeping a nice flat back, which we've kept pretty much the entire class, right? Good. Bringing your chest closer to the box. Every exhale, maybe we get a little closer. Good, hold it there. Keep that back flat. Keep breathing. You're here for 4. Last 3. Last 2. Good, last 1. Oh, I don't want to come out of it and slowly come up, right? When the stretches feel like they're working, you don't want to come out of it. Bring that left foot all the way down onto the floor, and you are all done. I could keep you here all day and have more fun, right? But finally, we got a nice 45-minute workout in together. Very, very focused on glutes and hamstrings. All right, nice job. Give them a break tomorrow. They need a break, all right? If you ever have questions for me, thoughts, comments, concerns, just anything at all, you can leave comments below this video. I respond to each and every one of you on my own, so forgive me if it takes a little bit of time to get through all the comments. Sometimes it takes me a bit, but I do respond to you, and it's me. There's nobody else. So know that if you ever have questions for me and want to talk more in depth and don't want to leave comments below the video, go to JessPFit.com. On my website, there is a contact button. Just hit that. It will link you to my email, and you can talk to me about whatever you would like. I would love to hear from you. If you have thoughts or comments about things you'd like to see, length of video, tutorials, things you want to work on, I'd love to hear it all. All right, you can find me on all social media channels at JessPFit, so really easy. And that's it. Every week I have live on-demand classes. They happen 3 times a week, 2 mat Pilates and 1 live reformer. If you're interested, reach out to me. All those live workouts go onto an on-demand platform where they're available for purchase after that. So there's over hundreds of videos on both the mat Pilates and the reformer Pilates site. If you're interested in really enhancing your practice and doing this more regularly, and you've flushed through everything on YouTube, try those channels. It's a great way to get new stuff every week, okay? If you're interested in joining me live, it's a good way for you to up your game, right? So we can work through some things one-on-one, okay? So that's the other thing. I always come on to my lives early, and I leave late so we can talk and chit-chat, all right? I look forward to seeing you next time. Have a wonderful day.